All right, welcome back, everyone. We are No More Popcorn. Hello, everyone.
I just noticed you have Congo over there.
Fuck yeah, I've got Congo. Yeah. So
Amy,
Amy,
Amy.
Hungry. Amy, pretty gorilla. I love that movie so much. I bought it because on one of the first dates that Rachel and I had, out of nowhere, like I don't know what we were talking about, but she started going, Chikamasina. and I was like, oh my god, fucking Congo. And I was like, I haven't thought of that movie in forever. And I bought it for her, and she has yet to watch it with me. I know, right? I just watch it by myself.
Just like this movie.
Yeah, so tonight we all went in blind about a movie that I'd certainly heard a couple of things about, but had never watched. It's from 1995. It is called Castle Freak. We rented it on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Nathan, why don't you give us a breakdown of the movie?
Yeah, Castle Freak. It's I think it's I'm just assuming this is an American director, but it is filmed in Italy. It is actually at a castle of some sorts.
I did find out about that castle.
What'd you find out?
The president of Full Moon Pictures, that's his castle.
Well.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Cool.
Yes, yeah. That's what I found on IMDb.
Is it in Italy or?
Yeah, it is.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of Italian names in the credits, and they did mumble in Italian a lot. At least that's what
Italian gibberish.
The subtitles were.
Yeah.
But
thank you, Amazon.
So basically, this movie we start off. I mean, right at the beginning. So it's not spoiling anything. It shows you at the beginning this old haggish woman. She's getting some bread and some sausage, and she's taking it down to a cell lower in this castle, and she gives it to a freak. Feeds him. Well, no, she beats him. She just comes down. She beats him with a whip until he's bloody. There's blood dripping from the whip. Then she gives him the food and leaves. And then she goes and lays down in bed and has a heart attack and dies, or however.
It's like if you've been to Shoney's, then you should know.
Right.
Yes. So she dies, and then we cut to, here's this American family coming in. Oh, I can't believe you inherited this castle. It's so amazing. We have the dad, the goofy fucking the worst actor in the movie.
Wop wop wop.
We have his hot blonde wife that Patrick said looks too
old. Her hair is thinning.
It didn't make any sense. Patrick needs some sleep. We know he's working hard. He's busy.
Yeah.
And then their blind daughter, their blind teenage hot daughter.
Those dead, lifeless eyes.
She was old enough for me to say
I know.
Oh, come on now. So, she was cute. Hot might be too strong of a word. It sounds creepier if I say hot. She was cute, cute daughter, teenage daughter, blind. And they are now moving into this castle for a short time they're going to do an inventory, and then he wants to sell it. He's done with this. He doesn't actually want to stay there.
I would have thrown some parties for a while before I did that.
Yeah, but see, we have family issues. We find out early on the wife is done with the husband. She doesn't want anything to do with him. She's just there.
Oh, she fucking came, though.
I think she's there. Yeah, she wants to see the castle, definitely. She's there for the daughter is really what it is, but she is reaching the end of the rope with this relationship.
Yeah.
And we find out part of the reason for that, and this will be the end of the setup, part of the reason for that is we have a flashback where the husband, our main character dude, he was driving his kids home, his daughter and his younger son. He was drinking. He crashes. The son dies, and the daughter is blinded in the car accident.
The crash did not look that bad.
It really didn't.
Yeah.
No,
it seemed like he made it worse as it went on. It was sort of one of those things of like, okay, I mean, just go off to the side here and just sort of be like, oh, okay, just take it easy, let off the gas. But no, it's like, I'm going to head for that tree.
Yes.
It's totally
like jump up and down like that before he hit the tree.
Steer into that tree.
Oh, my God. Okay, so, all right.
Yeah, so that's your setup.
With that being said...
The freak is in the castle.
Yes, locked up.
The freak's in the castle.
The freak is in the castle. One of my biggest qualms with this movie was the dad. because the movies, I thought the movie was awesome.
Well shot.
I thought it was very well shot.
Good acting, mostly.
Correct.
You know?
Yeah. It just, you've got this dad who just, it's almost like that car wreck. It's like he almost intentionally tried to make it all worse. Like everything around him could be, I don't know, A-okay. Everything around him could be hunky-dory, but he's like, I want to fuck it up any way I possibly can.
Man.
I mean, the extent that this man went to ruin scenes.
It was so creepy with his daughter. You want to go find some booty?
Okay, well, let's put this in context here. So, we're all kind of cringing because he's referring to, he just wants to pillage this place for valuables.
Yeah, he wants to sell everything in it.
Yeah, he wants to sell it all and be done with it. That's all he cares about is the money with this thing. Yeah, so he's talking to the daughter and stuff. He says something like that, like, hey, let's go find some booty. And at this point, we've already established he's not getting laid from his wife. He tried
to fuck his wife.
Yeah,
she's like,
it's been 9 months since they've had sex. We already know that he cheated on her. That's why she doesn't want to sleep with him. So yeah, it just seems like this dude is boner driven for like at least if you
thirsty.
Yeah, at least if you try to apply it to most of the lines that he says.
Oh, there's no trying.
You can make it seem like, oh, he just wants to fuck everything. Yeah, that was honestly one of the worst performances. But then it's almost like it gets to a point where he kind of is trying to redeem himself. Like we were all joking when we were watching it, like, oh, he must have got to like chapter 3 in his book on how to act, and like he's trying to, show off what he's learning with the drunk scenes.
Yeah, it was all like
he goes back to the bottle.
He started out very kind of awkwardly. Just the way he said shit, and I wish I could give an example, but then it was just all
you
over.
Can just drop that shit, sprinkle it all through this room.
It was all overacting after that. It was just like once he got drunk, it was all just like I'm panicked and I'm crazy. Everything's going bad. So he just like took it over the top. Is he kind of Nick Cage route?
He Nick Cage
went the Nick Cage route.
Yeah.
So
I do think though, like honestly, I mean, it was shot really well, and there were. With us saying that it's an American director and stuff, which I did verify that online while we were watching it, but filmed in Italy and stuff. You can kind of, I feel like a lot of those Giallo films sort of have like
Giallo films.
Giallo films.
Giallo. Is that what you said?
Giallo.
Oh, Giallo. Mm-hmm. Okay. So like Jolly.
Italian horror.
Okay.
Fragile. No, I'm saying that I feel like a lot of them, and I don't really know, like I've watched a lot of Dario Argento stuff and Lucio Fulci and everything, so I don't really know where it started, but it seems like a lot of like the color palettes and stuff like that kind of tend to be the same, and this one is very heavy blues. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of really cool shots like that. I was telling these guys I feel kind of like an idiot because we rented it, and there was a remastered version that I think would have made those things sort of pop a little bit more. We were kind of having a little bit of a hard time making out with some of the scenes, what was actually going on. But anyway,
they were trying to make you see the movie through the daughter's eyes.
That's it, Patrick. Don't say anything else for the rest of the day. You nailed it right there.
That was awesome.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah, that was good. No, it's a very aesthetically pleasing movie to look at, I think. I mean, it's not the best of the best. It's not like watching Suspiria. But it's really,
it's not like watching Solo or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Solo. I definitely don't know if I would. I think of that one more of like a I know you don't like it, but I look at it like more of like a dull, looking like Stanley Kubrick film or something where it's like I feel like everything was intentional with the way it was shot, but it's certainly not pretty.
Yeah, no, I was just dicking around because we argued about that movie. I where do we go? I love the. We just go into what we liked about it, what we liked and didn't like.
Well, sure. I was gonna. It seemed like you maybe had a few more things to say about. Let's let you be the guy who points out the negativities, the bad stuff about the movie.
The bad stuff.
Yeah, you think that the 20-something-year-old mom is like fucking 80.
Well, yeah, she looked old to me. What else? Let's see. I can't think of any other bad stuff. It was just
That was it?
we already covered.
it was
the dad's
just
bad
creepy with the dad. Like he was gonna look under the bed, but he deliberately went like going towards the daughter, which was weird to me.
He got under her legs.
Yeah, it was fucking weird. That's your daughter, pervert. But let's see what else. That's about it. That was the main issue with that. Oh, and how the freak dude, he's limping around, but yet he can lunge and jump out of 3 stories, maybe out of a window, and land just fine and chase after them. Makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
He got superhuman strength after eating a cat in the beginning. Makes no sense.
Yeah.
Why didn't you do this?
That was the
before
thing.
then?
Yeah, he never.
Yeah.
He's been locked in this room forever, and he hasn't been fed in however many days. But he doesn't really. He's not going after food. It's just him like kidnapping the women and trying to just.
He's
touch
copying
their
the dude. I don't know. He's copying him. He watched the guy have sex with a prostitute. Then he tries to reenact it.
It's almost
And
I'm sorry.
ooh, that part. So like, the dude had sex with the prostitute, came, and then later he's like eating her.
Okay, no, well, so we already established the main guy, his wife won't have sex with him. He gets drunk, he goes out to town, he picks up a hooker, brings her back, and he's in the wine cellar, and it's a pretty, it's a pretty graphic sex scene. He's like licking on her titties, and then he pulls her.
All the time.
Gets her fucking. You see some bush. Gets her panties off, and he's like going down on her and shit. And then he fucks her, and then comes in about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And then we see the castle freak. After he's gone, she leaves. He kidnaps the woman before she gets out of the castle. And he kind of, like you're saying, he kind of reenacts the scene, except he fucking eats her tits off, and then just full on actually eats her vagina.
Yes.
Where she's just covered in blood. But she's still alive, and her, that was like when she came to, and you could tell she was still alive after he'd been eating her.
Yeah.
Like that was pretty. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
It's pretty. It actually gets
What a
pretty
way to
graphic
go.
in that stuff.
The gore is actually really cool in this. I think the actual blood aspect of it supersedes the special effects practical effects and stuff used for our freak. The one main thing that I was kind of confused about with it though, I don't want to say confused, maybe that's a wrong word to use, but it's like I feel like we're supposed to feel for the character, but the writing suffered so much
The dad or the freak?
for the freak, because this poor thing, he's been locked up all this time. It's almost
they
like
made him into that.
and they're trying to
see it a
sort of
little-
make you
I
feel
see
like,
that.
this is who you're supposed to sort of care about. So I don't know if it was intentional that maybe they wanted to reel you in with that and then show you nope, he's just a monster. This guy's a terrible, terrible human being, or if they failed at making us feel something for him, because the dad toys around with suicide, and I was cheering. I'm like, God, please fucking get rid of this jackass. he didn't do it, and then I don't know. I would much rather have seen the dad die than the freak. I guess that's the only benefit, the only one up I'll give the freak to the dad.
Well, if we're gonna spoil it, I mean,
of course we're gonna spoil it. It's came out in 1995.
they both
Yeah. Spoil
died.
the fuck out of
They
it.
both died.
And the dad is the brother of the freak.
Yeah, the dad's
Oh,
a brother.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to go that far with it, but
I figured since we said we're spoiling things.
certainly. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I feel like movies this old. It's I know we just now watched it for the first time, but I don't click on a movie from fucking 15 years ago and expect to watch a spoiler-free review.
Yeah. I just I want to when I say the actual end of it, you still want to give a warning just in case they're listening to this and they go, I think I do want to watch that, because I expect that most people, if they're watching this, they haven't seen it, is what I'm saying. And
I watch reviews of movies. I tend to watch them after I've seen it.
Yeah.
That's where I find the most enjoyment out of watching reviews. Just me personally. Anyway, this is way off topic. But yeah, go ahead. Let's hear what you think overall.
Yeah, no, is it just getting the review scores, or we just extend it out? We could extend that out.
Talk about all the little things.
I like the way this movie just slowly builds everything up over time, and you don't see that in horror movies anymore. It's just constant jump scares. They show everything immediately, but they showed him immediately, but they would show a little bit more of him at times to where you see him, his hunched over, scar covered back, and he's fucking, his dick's cut off. We never say why, but you can see his fucking balls just hanging there. And it's a really creepy, the castle freak is a great creepy, whatever you call monster, basically. Sure. It's really good, really well done. And that scene where he gets the blind daughter and he's taking her clothes off, and then he's like fucking creeping around behind her and like got his fucking hand on her face and shit. And you're like, he's gonna, he doesn't have a dick, but he's gonna rape her somehow. It's the thought you have, like, I was like, man, that's fucked up. That's creepy as shit. That was great. There was great scenes in there. Really good, scary stuff.
And with that scene in particular, like, probably my favorite part of it was just I do have to give a nod towards the writing on this. Even though it's pretty textbook, I still, in a movie like this, it worked really well. And I feel like it kind of showed like that there was probably a lot more thought than people would imagine there was. But anyway, so the daughter's sitting there on the bed, and she's, for the first time in the movie, you're hearing her express things like, I never went to prom and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And I just want, people to love me. My family's fucking falling apart and everything sucks. I just want someone who loves me, conditionally, not for how I look, not for how they look. And then it does. It kind of turns into like a Beauty and the Beast kind of thing. This is where the freak comes in.
Well, it's a really great scene because the mom is like hugging her, and the castle freak comes in, and you can see the blind girl looking right at him. It's really cool. Like, she can't see him, but he's right there.
Right.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah.
I enjoyed that. Yeah. Go ahead, Adam.
No,
yeah.
Yeah. What do you got to say, buddy?
It was a great movie. I fell asleep though.
Really saw on the back of the box. It was really good until I fell asleep.
No more popcorn. We'll be on. They release this on Blu-ray.
Yeah. I enjoyed the movie though. It was a great movie.
What did you like about it?
The goofiness, especially with the castle freak like grabs the bed sheet and he runs around and then he acts like a piece of furniture to hide.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool. And then he was aware enough to tie that up like a mask so nobody would see his face. Interesting thought.
Well,
if he couldn't really talk.
No, he would just sort of mumble. But at one point, he started to look in a mirror, and he freaked out.
Yeah.
And broke the mirror
in the castle.
He didn't want to see himself, so then he covered his face.
Castle freak.
Yeah, it was actually kind of when you first said like the goofiness, I honestly was kind of taken aback because I'm like, a lot of the ones that we watched, I didn't really associate a lot of goofiness with this one, but yeah, you're right. There are those elements that are. I would say this one is unintentional. I think they were kind of going for freaky, but some of the scenes are freaky. For sure. I think the goofiness does come across from plot holes and acting.
The only goofiness I really get from it is the dad's acting.
Yeah,
like his
dad's
acting.
Sure.
When he says certain lines and you're just like, that's the first time he's ever said that in his life.
Well, it's like there was a part, where the freak was with the prostitute and, whenever obviously she was freaking out and she didn't want to be in the situation. But, she kind of starts peeling off his sheets and stuff, and then she's feeling his body, and feeling the scars and stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's where we do see that, his penis has been removed or cut off or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And it's just sort of like, why is she just calm through this scene? Like
She's
oh,
like,
okay, well, I am a hooker. This is my job.
I feel like
This happens to her at least once a week.
Yeah, well, yeah. I was thinking this woman's been around. She's been through some shit, and she's like, "I'll get through this however I can. If I gotta make this fucking freak happy, I'm gonna try it." But then she's like, "Oh shit, he doesn't even have a dick.
I don't know what to do now.
I can't do anything. I've lost my power.
Yeah.
I have no more power over this thing. He's just gonna fucking eat me while I'm still alive."
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, honestly, I did. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was questionable for about the first 15 minutes or so. I was just, not because I wasn't enjoying it, but just because I was very curious as where is this going to go? You watch enough of these movies where you kind of want to play God almost, where you sort of think oh, okay, this is where it's going to go. And this one, surprisingly, I don't think it turned out quite as what's the word I'm looking for? What you would generally expect. I feel like it kind of had a little couple of twists and turns in there that I was like, okay, this is nice.
Yeah.
I do think it was the atmosphere was fun. I don't know. I think it must have been a lot of it goes towards actually shot on location, as opposed to I was trying my best to look for, because I wanted to make this movie cheaper for some reason. In my head, I'm like, there's got to be something. So I was looking for matte.
It's a real castle.
Yeah,
they
I was
didn't
looking
have
for
to
matte paintings and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I mean, I did notice, and I know you disagreed. If you want to in the review, because I'm curious as to actually what it was. I'm pretty sure that the cat changed whenever the freak was pulling it under the door, to where it went to a stop motion kind of a thing. It just for about 3 seconds, I was like, that's where they changed it. Which is totally cool, because I fucking love stop motion.
I thought it looked real.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But no, honestly, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, minus dad fuckers acting, which once again even bounces back and forth. Where
it adds fun to it.
It does,
right?
It does.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's almost one of those things where it's I don't really think this is a very tonally heavy movie. It's it does get a little bit rapey. There's a lot of kind of sexual shit in it, but with it being more monster driven, I don't think it's as heavy as if it would be an actual me raping you scenario or something like that, right?
That'd just be fun.
Hey.
Yeah, it's not scary at all.
So I was gonna say it'll kind of dial the serious back a little bit, and it sort of gives a little bit of comedic relief unintentionally. But no, I did. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I liked it a lot, especially for a blind going in. I've gotten to the point now where I kind of I kind of gotten to the point now where I almost feel like with a lot of the older ones, I kind of want to know a little bit more before going in, because I feel like it sort of enhances the viewing for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was a good. I enjoyed it for not knowing jack shit. Like I said, I heard Joe Bob Briggs talk a little bit about it, but I didn't finish that episode, and yeah, that's cool.
So let's go scores.
Yeah, sure.
Patrick,
I'm gonna give this.
Whatever score you give, we're gonna half it because you fell asleep.
Half? I didn't fall asleep for half the movie.
You fell asleep halfway through.
Remember whenever you looked at me and you're like, "Can you hold my phone and video this because I'm gonna watch it later?"
Yeah.
It's a great way to rewatch to watch the rest of a movie. Hold up the phone. I don't have Amazon or any means to do this. Hold up my phone and film the rest of this movie.
That's how bootlegs used to be, man.
True, yeah.
I'm gonna give it about 4 buckets.
4 buckets.
Yeah, 4 buckets of popcorn. Because my issue with the Beast, or the Freak, with him being able to have all these superpowers, yet he did not use it at any time beforehand during this whole fucking time. He could have escaped years ago, but
Such a
no.
Patrick answer.
No. This man could not escape his 30 years of being there.
That was a great. I mean, that was a great moment when he jumped out of the window.
Oh yeah, so unexpected.
That
It
was
looked
funny.
It was.
That
Yeah.
was funny.
It looked good. I mean,
Yeah.
it was scary.
good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's like, bam. You're like, ah.
Ooh, actually, if I can interject one thing real quick before you give your score, on Scary, there was one scene that legitimately gave me like the tingles.
Yeah.
And I'm a sucker for like a really dark setting, lightning striking, and you know, like everything lights up, and you're anticipating that like, oh, something's got to pop up in one of these flash scenes. And just for like about 3 seconds, there was a scene where the freak is chasing the blind daughter and the mother through the castle rather, I'm sorry. And like, instead of having the freak like still running, they chose to like just have it kind of almost hidden in the background a little bit.
Yeah.
Where the mom and daughter are still like they're kind of running and moving and they're looking behind them and stuff, but the freak is just standing there.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes,
At the end of the
that's
hall. Yeah,
freaky.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
fucking freaky.
Yeah.
I loved that.
And then right after that, they're going up the stairs, and you can see the silhouette of his ball sack hanging as
Yeah.
he's like moving.
Oh, that shot, man.
I swear the director was like, "No, walk so we can see your balls."
Yeah, we got to see some balls.
Oh yeah, it's like we were talking about when we were watching it. Like, all right, motherfucker, we spent a lot of money on this nutsack. We got to show
It
this.
said
I
it
mean,
took
he was
him-
basically in a suit, like a body.
Yeah,
suit.
it
And
took
looked
him
good. It looked good.
6 hours a day to do all that makeup and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
for
Oh,
him.
nice, cool.
Yeah,
Very
found that out. Didn't see the budget for it though, but they saved some money with the president of whatever, the full moon, having that castle.
Shooting on,
yeah.
Right.
on locate. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Very cool. Let's hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I loved the setting. I love that they were actually in Italy and showed a lot of little pieces of the town and the castle and all that, and the mumbling in Italian, but the best thing, the pacing, the way it kind of builds up to it, and the way the castle freak kind of just sneaks around the castle. You never know what he's gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what his aim is at first. You're like, does he just want to eat people? Does he want to rape? Is he just want
He's
to?
trying to get laid and
Is
he's
he-
hungry. He hasn't eaten
Is
like
he looking for his
forever.
mom? I don't know what he's doing, but I just love the pacing of it, the build up, and then I thought the ending was great. I loved it. I love the freak himself. He was a good scary monster. It was creepy. He did a lot of fucked up stuff. I love that whole when he chewed up the prostitute. That was great. That was a good scene. I definitely I don't have anything to complain about. I even liked the dad's bad acting because I thought it was funny. So I give it a 5 buckets of popcorn.
Nice. Yeah, I want to give it lower, but honestly, I had a really good time with this one. I am going to stick with 5. Yeah, I don't know really much to say other than I think one of the things that benefited this movie, like you were talking about the pacing, I think sometimes and I'm totally guilty of it, where I almost want to make it a complaint, like, oh, come on, they could have came up with something better, but sometimes more simple is better. And it's just, I know I said earlier, like, I wasn't really entirely sure where it was going to go, and that is true, but I feel like the major beats of it are pretty easy to, like, pick up on, like, okay, it's going to go here, then this is going to happen, and, they threw in a couple of surprises along the way. So I kind of enjoyed the fact that it was almost like reading, like a child, like, horror book or something, you know what I mean? I feel like it was this kind of, a rapey child horror book. I feel like it had the bits of like kid is sad, family's falling apart. How could family get back together? Let's throw in a monster.
The blind girl's shirt off. And the bra came down just slightly. And
He
then
tried
mom
to
came
get
in.
with his knees.
It's
Right.
almost
The
like
last
everyone
one.
read the
Yeah, his
book.
knees
It's almost like everyone read the book except for her.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
That's it. That's it.
But no, yeah, I give it 5. I thought it was
Sweet.
extremely enjoyable. I did love. There was one scene too where was it with the prostitute where he. Yeah, it had to have been where he was, eating her nipple off and all that other good stuff, and they had all that drool and this shit. Oh god, that was actually cringeworthy. I was like, okay, that's
he grabbed her because he saw them making out. Mm-hmm. So he grabbed her and then just like smashed his face.
Oh, that's right. He wanted to like emulate.
Yeah, and then when he pulled back, the thick. String of drool came,
So I do have one question, and I'm sorry, I hate doing this, but I do have to pee, but I want to ask this question so I don't forget it. Do you think whenever he was messing around with the prostitute, the freak was, do you think that him having her feel his body, feel the fact that there's no penis, see the fact that there's no tongue, and all that good stuff, do you think that was him trying to present himself as like, I'm not a threat, and then he was pushed to the limit of eating her? Or do you think it was more of like, I don't know. What do you guys think about that scene? But let me go pee, and then we're going to talk about it. Because I loved that scene. I just have to pee. Okay? Is it okay? I'm doing the pee dance.
Oh, we keeping this in?
Let's just freeze here.
Okay. See, he's got Coco over there. Bambi. Who the fuck has Bambi?
Yeah, who the fuck has Bambi?
I'm reading off Brian's list here of stuff he has. Oh, we need 9 more subscribers, and then.
So after he sits down, let's act really surprised. Give it about 2 seconds.
After he sits down.
Yeah. And go, oh.
Is he coming out?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah. I hear him.
Oh my god.
Oh, there he is.
Whoa.
Shit.
How the fuck did you do that?
Fuck out of me. That's a freak.
Because maybe he also just wants someone to love him, just for the way he is.
Yeah.
Not seeing him for all of his flaws.
I think he wanted to fuck. I think he wanted to do what he saw. Mm-hmm. And then when he figured out that, 1, he didn't have the parts, and 2, she was horrified, he did the best he could, which was to eat her tits off and then just eat her.
Yeah,
her crotch.
He was just trying to please her.
So he just wanted to do it. He wanted to be the normal guy. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. He wanted to do the thing because this guy's been fucking locked up in a dungeon his whole life. He wanted to do what people do.
Yeah.
He wanted to experience. He wanted to do that stuff.
So it's like of mice and men kind of a situation. I loved it too hard, Mom.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got you.
He didn't know what he was. He's like, he accidentally broke his plaything.
Okay.
I
can get down with that.
Yeah, like a monster thing, trying to experience just love or a human emotion, and then can't handle it and just regresses back to what they know, which is like terror and devastation.
Sure.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah, that was my main question there.
That's it.
That was it.
Everybody go watch Castle Freak, and in the comments, tell us what you thought about Castle Freak.
Still doing this contest. We need at least 9 more subscribers.
We're getting closer.
We're getting closer.
Yeah, once you hit that magic 9, which will be 50.
Whoever that number 50 is, let's do that. Whoever number 50 is,
okay,
you get. We'll send you
a VHS copy of Suburban Commando.
And I'm jealous. I've been saying I'm going to make a bunch of alt accounts so I can get that. But before I do that, you fucking tell your friends, subscribe.
Yeah. Patrick cannot buy another VHS movie to put on his shelf until Suburban Commando.
To let space.
Yeah, because he needs a space.
Yeah.
He's out of space. And this is the one that he's willing to get rid of, and it's a fucking steal.
I might have to use your space that you showed us from you starting your collection up the other day.
Excuse me?
You didn't
You
have a
want
lot
to
of
take up my space?
Yes.
You take up enough of my space once a fucking week whenever we do this. Now you want to infiltrate my fucking movie?
You only got 2.
So yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I mean, I was obviously joking at first, but I didn't realize you were making a. Well, that wasn't me.
Oh my god.
That was my cousin Rodney.
Sorry, Rodney.
Yeah.
Hey, Rodney.
Yeah, you guys look so much alike. I apologize.
Oh no. We're a spitting image of one another.
Yeah.
No, Rodney.
I didn't know you were doing a Rodney. I just thought it was like I'm just pretending this is me. I thought that was more what it was.
Yeah, no. That is my cousin Rodney.
Oh, okay.
God damn it. Yeah. He was dropping fucking Big Lots. He works there.
Oh.
When he said a 75% approval rating for the bookshelf, it was a 75% discount that he gets.
Damn,
That's a good discount.
he's already getting so many savings from Big Lots. He's getting that on top of
I'm
that.
gonna work at Big Lots one day a week for that discount.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, he was in town visiting.
Get you a nice
And
couch.
he brought his shelf and his 2 little movies.
He was in town visiting.
Yeah.
He wanted to show you his collection, so he brought his bookshelf.
Shelf is as much a part of it. That's the movies. He's so proud of that shelf.
That was a sturdy shelf.
Yeah. So
Still intact.
anyway,
God bless him.
you know what I'm saying?
God bless
I hope
him.
Rodney is that 50th subscriber so we can get him something else to put on his shelf.
He would treasure it too.
Well, he told me he wants to do more of those. He was very
good,
excited.
Good.
Yeah.
I can't wait. All right.
All right,
All right, anyway,
Rodney.
that's it. Yeah, thanks for watching No More Popcorn, and yeah, Castle Freak. Here, here.
Okay, here it comes. Here it comes. I'm gonna edit that out. I'm sorry. Just did that for free, for fun. Okay, so thoughts?